Welcome back to the Eclectic Blerd's Niche channel. This is my third and hopefully last attempt to give the comic book hood a much needed glow up. The first two attempts are linked in the description. My ideas regarding his personality and aesthetics are unchanged. He should be a charismatic and charming Faustian figure that draws people to him in the same way that Kurt Wagner and Remy LeBeau draws people towards him naturally. He should be able to worm his way past people's defenses and get them to trust him naturally. Imagine a crime boss that doesn't have to use fear or threats to gain minions or compel them to fall in line. He would have a cult leader-like sway over his organization, and they would believe in him more than their own ideals and ambitions. These tweaks would benefit his transformation into Marvel's Tony Montana / Franklin Saint, and also explain why powerful criminal organizations like the Magia will be his clientele as well. Euphoria and empathogenic stimulant derived from the Gwyn hallucinogenic dust will be sold to general population, while his special MGH cocktail will be sold to criminal organizations. And New York is overwhelmed with various criminal groups, and Fisk is pretty much the dominant power. So I would make Parker's base mobile and also give it enough space to facilitate MGH and Euphoria production. I envision Parker acquiring a SHIELD helicarrier, specifically the Samuel Sawyer, the assumed destroyed carrier that was deployed to handle superhuman threats, and operated by Life Model Decoy, aka LMD, pilots and crew. And several LMDs will be dedicated to the production and packaging of his product, since they wouldn't be tempted to steal. And his damaged propulsion system would be replaced by the Whitman anti-gravity system, and his defenses would be enhanced by the Whitman force field generators as well, and they'll be armed with banner cannons. The main thing that I was dissatisfied with was Parker's power source and his weapons. Parker should be equipped with enchanted firearms such as the breathing guns, arcane arms created for the notorious gangster Al Capone. They can slay angels and demons and hiss in the presence of occult forces and danger, and the bullets are possibly sentient. And they're also able to wound powerful entities like the Cosmic Ghost Rider. And Sergeant Sebastian Sardo's organic machine gun is capable of wounding and killing astral and presumably intangible assailants. And maybe they could be tweaked to also discharge lethal curses as well, so the hood could mow down multiple enemies at once with this tool. And his infamous hood could be recreated through Hyborian spells utilizing the remnant of the Shadow Cloak, the Robe of Evil, and Crimorto's cape, thanks to Deathwatch, a magical agent of the hood. And this new hood would grant the ability to teleport in a hazy mist, store items in the subspace, discharge bolts of lightning, and have the vampiric ability to drain strength from others, enhancing his own strength to superhuman levels, absolute invisibility, and limited vulnerability. And I also realized that I made a huge mistake in my last video by trying to transform Parker into a brawler when he was established as a low-level magic user slash gunslinger. This attempt is analogous to forcing a warlock to behave like a barbarian in a D&D campaign. So instead, Parker would use his other strength to compensate for these vulnerabilities. He would reuse a tactic used by Dormammu and utilize dead supervillains to carry out certain portions of his plans. Ikari, the former agent of the Kingpin, who was slain by the Shroud, would be resurrected by the Hand. He's a skilled fighter capable of keeping up with and defeating Daredevil, so he would be able to make any other street level hero like Iron Fist and Elektra or the Spider-Man regret their decision to take him on. Parker would summon him specifically if he encountered them or his old sparring partner Clint Barton. He's effectively Parker's scalpel. Phil Urich, aka the heroic Green Goblin, one of the numerous hobgoblins, the one-time Goblin Knight, and the former Goblin King, who was damned to undeath by the Red Goblin, would also be resurrected by the Hand. Robin's technically inclined employees will provide Urich with the perfected Goblin Serum, which will make him whole, as well as a modified version of the I Am Patriot armor with Goblin equipment integrated, such as a retractable set of hobgoblin wings and flaming swords, and a modified weapon system that discharges pumpkin bombs, razor bats, gas ghosts, and electrical bolts. And he will be Parker's sledgehammer and utilized for tasks that require muscle as well as wanton destruction. And 5 clones of Nuke, who failed the T'Challa's virus, would also be revived by the Hand and given Dragon's Blood like the Roxanne's Berserk Elite Strike Force. They would be equipped with military-grade assault weapons, and they could also assume a monstrous and extremely powerful form when the situation requires it. They would be Parker's weapons of mass destruction. If you like this content, please share, like, subscribe, comment, and turn on notifications. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for your continued support. Until next time, stay geeky.